When it comes to healthy eating, you'll be aware that added sugar is something that you probably want to steer away from as much as possible. It's been indicated to increase the likelihood of obesity, cardiovascular disease, diabetes, and non alcoholic fatty liver disease, as well as cognitive decline and even some cancers. Yet, what might come as a surprise is that recent research demonstrates that diet sodas containing minimal sugar content or none at all may actually be even more harmful in relation to heart disease. Today, we explain why. But first, as always, please take note of our disclaimer. Often, people assume that heart disease relates to one specific condition. Rather, there are several types of it. It's a collective term for any condition that affects the structure or function of the heart. The first and most common type of heart disease is coronary artery disease, which causes most heart attacks. This occurs when the arteries in your heart become blocked or narrowed. The second is heart rhythm disorders, also known as arrhythmias, when the heart beats abnormally. The third relates to heart defects, also known as structural heart disease, where the heart structure is compromised. This can happen from problems with the valves, walls, muscles, or blood vessels near the heart. For some, it arises directly from birth, but can also be acquired later on in life from wear and tear, infection, or other factors. And the last type, heart failure, is when the heart becomes damaged or weakened to the point where it can't pump blood around the body as much as it should. Although seemingly harmless and often deemed a better health-wise alternative to full calorie, full sugar sodas, there are things you need to keep in mind concerning diet sodas and health. The first is that so-called diet sodas aren't actually good for the main reason people opt for them, to manage their weight better and subsequently improve their health. That might seem paradoxical, considering that fundamentally weight loss comes down to calories in versus calories out, meaning that diet sodas with fewer calories should in fact be helpful. But you gotta remember that there are things that indirectly influence how many calories you're intaking on a daily basis. Stress, nutritional knowledge, and income are some examples. But in the case of diet sodas, another one is the artificial sweetener manufacturers add in replacement of the added sugar to keep them tasting good. This is because of just how sweet they are. For example, sucralose, one of the most popular artificial sweeteners in low or zero calorie sodas, was found by Whitehouse, Baluta, and Macaulay in 2008 to be 600 times sweeter than table sugar. Yes, I said 600 times. This level of sweetness can negatively impact your weight aspirations, as once your body gets a hit, it'll make you crave more and more added sugar later in the day to try get a similar dose again. The San Antonio Heart Study, assessing over 3,000 adults, taking place over 8 years, found that the average BMI gain was around 3/4 more for those who were drinkers of artificially sweetened beverages over those who aren't. In saying this, we're definitely not suggesting that regular sodas are better than diet ones for weight loss either. Rather, we recommend avoiding both altogether and opting for water as much as possible instead. On a quick side note, if you'd like to undertake our evidence-based and results-backed personalised Plato weight management program, please click the link in the top right-hand corner of the video or follow the link in the description. Additionally, another thing to keep in mind in relation to diet sodas and health is that manufacturers often, unbeknownst to many, increase their caffeine content considerably. For example, did you know that the caffeine content in a 12-ounce or 330ml can of Diet Coke is 46 milligrams, while the same size regular Coke has about 34 milligrams? It's commonly assumed that people only like caffeine because it increases their productivity, but it also gives a sense of euphoria by elevating certain chemicals in the brain, such as dopamine and norepinephrine, making them feel really good. So this probably explains why companies increase the caffeine content in drinks where the added sugar is reduced, to keep things up sales-wise. But why is this level of caffeine in diet sodas of relevance to health? Isn't as much as 400 milligrams daily suggested to be okay by the US Food and Drug Administration? Well, one can of Diet Coke mightn't be anything to worry about, but caffeine can quickly accumulate over the course of a day if you're not careful. A cup of coffee has about 95 milligrams of caffeine, while 1 ounce or 28 grams of dark chocolate has around 24 milligrams, for instance. And you've got to remember that some people are way more sensitive to it than others and may experience things like restlessness or sleep problems with just a fraction of the advised limits for caffeine intake. Now, concerning how diet sodas may worsen your health in relation to the topic of today's video, heart disease, it comes down to increasing your risk for an arrhythmia, atrial fibrillation to be exact. Atrial fibrillation happens from an abnormal electrical activity within the atria of the heart and is characterized by having a heart rate that's too fast. And that's a problem because when the heart is pumping too quickly, it doesn't get a chance to optimally fill up with blood, causing it to not be able to contract fully and push blood out sufficiently. Subsequently, blood can stay in the atria too long and heighten the risk of blood clots forming. Also, blood can begin to back up from the heart into the pulmonary veins. A study by Sun et al. In 2024, analysing data on around 200,000 people, followed for an average of 10 years, found that people who drank 2 litres or more of artificially sweetened beverages per week had a 20% higher risk of atrial fibrillation than people who didn't, while the risk of those who had added sugar beverages was half of that. The explanation behind this higher association is yet to be determined though. In contrast, the same study showed that drinking 4 ounces of pure, unsweetened juices per week actually lowered your risk of atrial fibrillation by 8%. Therefore, for various reasons, it may be worth sticking to plain old water or choosing pure, unsweetened juices next time you're on your lunch break. What have your experiences been with diet sodas? We'd love to hear from you in the comments section down below. Additionally, if you're new here, make sure to like and subscribe to our channel. So that has been our video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.